All right, let's talk about something that can send a shiver down any homeowner's spine: plumbing problems. But what if we could turn that panic into, a plan? That's what we're doing today. We're going to cover everything from those first weird sounds to knowing exactly when to call a pro and even how to stop disasters before they start. Let's dive in.
I mean, what's that one sound every single homeowner just dreads hearing? You know what I'm talking about. It's late, the house is finally quiet, and then that sound. Something's just not right. It's like this universal code for, uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. And probably expensive.
Yup, it could be that drip, drip, drip that's driving you crazy. Or a weird gurgle from the toilet. Or maybe the worst one, just silence. Right when you're about to step into a nice, hot shower. All of them trigger instant anxiety, right? But here's the thing. Understanding what those sounds mean, that's the first step to taking back control.
So that's where we're going to start, learning to spot those first signs of trouble. Honestly, it can be the difference between a simple quick fix and a total nightmare. Think of it like this. Your house is trying to talk to you. We just need to learn its language. Okay, so let's talk about that gurgling toilet sound. Ever hear that? Like a weird bubbling noise right after you flush, or maybe when the sink is draining? Nope, it's not a ghost in the machine. It's actually your plumbing system gasping for air. That gurgle is a classic sign that a clog is forming or that there's a problem with the vent pipe. And that vent is super important for everything to drain properly. And what about smelly drains? If you're getting that nasty sewer smell coming up, it's definitely more than just a little annoying. It could be some gunk trapped in the P-trap, that U-shaped pipe under the sink that's supposed to block those gases, or it could be hinting at a much bigger problem way down in your sewer line. Either way, you do not want to ignore that smell. All right, and this next one, well, it's not subtle at all. A water stain. On your ceiling, on your wall, it doesn't matter how small it looks. That is a giant, waving red flag. It's a billboard screaming, I have an active leak behind this wall. This needs your attention right now. Seriously, every single day you wait, the potential cost for mold removal and structural damage just goes up and up. Okay, so we know what to look for, but what's actually wrecking our pipes in the first place? A lot of the time, the real bad guys are working completely out of sight, literally behind your walls and under your floors. Let's look at the usual suspects. First up, just old age. If your pipes are over 40 years old, especially those old galvanized steel ones, they can be rusting from the inside out. Then there's hard water, which leaves behind mineral buildup that's like cholesterol for your pipes. And you can't forget about Mother Nature. We're talking tree roots searching for water and the stress of freezing and thawing. All these things are working against your system all the time. And speaking of hidden problems, let's define a big one, a slab leak. This is a really serious one. Basically, it's a leak in a water line that's running underneath the concrete foundation of your house. Because you can't see it, it can cause a ton of structural damage before you even know it's there. So, how in the world do you find a leak you can't even see? Well, you have to play detective and look for the clues. Has your water bill suddenly skyrocketed for no reason? Do you hear water running even when everything's turned off? Maybe there's a weird warm spot on your floor? These are the classic telltale signs. And trust me, catching this early can save you from an absolute foundation nightmare. All right, so you've identified a problem. Now for the big question, the DIY dilemma that every single one of us faces. Should I try to fix this myself, or is it time to call a pro? Getting this one wrong can be the difference between a small bill and, well, a huge renovation project. So let's draw a line in the sand here. On the DIY side, absolutely, go for it with simple stuff. Plunging a clog, cleaning out a faucet, replacing that little flapper in your toilet tank, easy wins. But on the call a pro side, anything involving a suspected gas leak, don't even think about it. Backups that keep coming back, a burst pipe, no hot water at all, and for sure, anything that looks like a slab leak. That's pro territory, no question. The risk is just too high. Okay, so you made the smart call. You're bringing in the professionals. What should that actually look like? It shouldn't feel like a mystery. A good professional service is all about being transparent and communicating clearly from the moment you call. And this right here, this is the golden rule. No one should ever start working on your plumbing until you have a written quote in your hands that you've approved. It needs to explain the problem, the solution, the parts, the labor, the whole shebang. This gets rid of that fear of a surprise bill at the end. The price you agree to should be the price you pay. End of story. Really, the whole thing breaks down into 3 simple steps. 1, you call them and they schedule a visit. 2, they show up, figure out the real problem, and give you that all-important quote. 3, you approve it,
They do the work, clean up, and guarantee it. That's it. A nice, clear path from, oh no, to all done. Okay, now we get to my favorite part, because this is where you really get to take control. The absolute best way to handle a plumbing disaster is to stop it from ever happening. We're talking about prevention. A little bit of proactive maintenance can save you, and I am not exaggerating, thousands of dollars and a whole lot of stress. Think of this as your annual plumbing checklist. It's your new best friend. Flushing your water heater gets rid of gunk and makes it last longer. Testing your sump pump before the rainy season, that's a no-brainer to prevent a flood. Insulate pipes in cold spots. And for goodness sake, know where your main water shutoff valve is. In a real emergency, that could be the most important thing you know about your house. And why do we keep talking about that water heater flush? Well, because the average tank water heater only lasts about 8 to 12 years. They don't live forever. And the number one thing that kills them is that sediment buildup. A little bit of maintenance is what pushes that lifespan closer to 12 years instead of 8. So I'll just leave you with this thought. Your plumbing, it's like the circulatory system of your house, right? It works 24/7, never gets a day off. So my question to you is, when was its last checkup? When was the last time you gave it a little attention before it starts screaming for it at 2 in the morning? Because being proactive, that isn't just smart, it's true peace of mind.